back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Catherine, the creator of The Content Bug, and I'm here to help you follow your passion by growing your audience online. Now, you may not know this about me, but I am actually a full-time blogger, part-time freelancer, 100% an entrepreneur. I really do not know what to call myself sometimes. People ask me what I do for a living, and it's like, I don't know. I try to help people by creating content online, and it seems to be working, and it's pretty cool. You know, I do a variety of different stuff, and it works for me. And it's pretty awesome being my own boss, but let's be honest, getting started in the freelancing world is kind of difficult, especially if you have no idea what you're doing, especially if you have no idea what freelancing is, and especially if you just kind of stumble into it like I did. When I got started in the freelancing world, I tripped and fell into it on my face. I am not going to lie. I have a full video that I shot way back in the day when I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I didn't even realize that I was really freelancing. I didn't realize that I was working for myself. I'll include that right here. But I did create a video talking about how I was going into working from a full-time employee to part-time freelancing, and at the time I honestly viewed it like I was just taking another position. I mean, I got the job from Upwork, which we're going to talk about here in a bit. I did a full interview. I had like a meeting beforehand with me and another freelancer that they were doing. It was like all this stuff, and it was so technical, and it seemed like I was going into another job, but I didn't mind because I could work from home. It was only part-time. It was 20 hours a week, and I was able to work on my own stuff on the side, so it was better than a full-time position to me. But to be honest, that job only lasted a few months, and after, it was honestly a month and a half, and I never admitted this to anyone. After a month and a half, they let me go. They said that they had a freeze on their spending and that they couldn't afford me, and since I wasn't a real employee, they let me go. So to be honest, I tripped and fell into the freelancing world, and after I lost that client, I was like, holy, how the heck am I going to supply for myself? How am I going to make money? My blog wasn't at the point where I was making a passive income from it. I was making a few dollars here and there from affiliate marketing, but I really wasn't making that much money, so it wasn't sustainable. And I was like, well, now I'm in the freelancing world, now I'm in it, now I'm doing it. So my very first client was actually a content writing client. I did all of their content writing for their resources that they were developing, their freebies that were going to be their opt-ins on their website, and kind of stuff like that. So I was working my butt off and creating content for them and resources, and I created a ton of stuff for them. And after that, I got a few clients in the content world where I was writing blog posts or I was writing resources, and honestly, it was 100% a drag. It drained me, and it got me to the point where I did not like blogging anymore, and I did not like that because I knew that I loved blogging, I knew that I loved writing. It was just the clients that I was working with, and it was just the atmosphere that I was allowing myself to be in. So now I am actually a freelancer, and I help people with Pinterest. That is my main focus, is Pinterest, but also SEO and blog strategy. So I do use Upwork, but I also have a work with me page on my website that does bring in clients for me. So let's talk about how you can get started with freelancing. Enough about me, let's get to you. If you want to get started with freelancing, the first thing I recommend you do is get started on Upwork. I am honestly not sure if there are any other better freelancing platforms out there than Upwork. So let me explain. Upwork is a platform for freelancers, like I just said 100 times, but it is basically a job board for freelancers. I mean, it's kind of weird. When you get into Upwork, it basically looks like a job board where you can search for different jobs. I have a hair in my mouth. When you can search for different jobs, people can go on there, submit postings, submit jobs, and then you just apply to them. You submit a bid or proposal. You put in your hourly rate. It shows you how much Upwork takes out and then how much you'll get. You send over a cover letter, your resume, whatever, and it is basically like a job board. But you have your whole entire profile on Upwork. So when I got started with Upwork, I was Googling ways to make money online, and I just created an account, honestly. I set up my profile, I did everything. I didn't apply to a job. The company that I first got started with, they actually reached out to me, and I'm telling you, I tripped and fell on my face into the freelance world. But the first thing you're gonna wanna do when you get started with Upwork, it is completely free to join. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is create a profile. Now, here are some things that you need to focus on. Your profile picture, it needs to be professional, okay? It is just like LinkedIn. It is not a booty call place. Nope. I want to see a professional picture from you, one that is actually up close, represents you, looks good, not too much skin showing, nothing scandalous, and is professional. Then when you get into setting your hourly rate and writing your description and filling out all of that information, first focus on filling out the information that you know off the top of your head. So they're going to ask for your experience, and it's basically like a resume. You're going to enter all of that information. When it comes to writing your description and coming up with a title for what you do, find out what you specialize in. When I got started, mine says digital content creator with a focus in SEO content creation. Now it has completely changed, and I am a Pinterest strategist, or I think it says Pinterest strategist and something else, blog something, SEO, something. I am not 100% sure what it says, to be honest. It covers what I basically do now. I am now a Pinterest strategist. I help people with Pinterest marketing, and that is really my main focus. In my description, I share my experience and what I am good for. What I am good for. That sounds terrible. What I can do, what benefit I can provide to people. So in that description, I wrote out a couple of sentences. Honestly, it's a couple of paragraphs, and it's developed over time, just explaining what I can do, what I've done for myself, the proof that I have that I'm actually good at my skill set, and a little kind of, hey, contact me if you want to learn more information. Now, when it comes to setting your rate, when I got started, like I said, I was moving from a full-time employee to a part-time freelancer. I had no idea what I wanted to put as my cost per hour. At the time, I was only making $15 an hour in my full-time position. To be completely honest with you guys, I was making $15 an hour. So I put my hourly rate as $25 an hour, which was a big deal for me. I was like, wow, I'm almost doubling what I'm making an hour. Like, this is great. But now that I look back, I'm like, girl, you could have charged so much more. You were downplaying yourself, because what you don't think about, Upwork takes 20%. Always. Out of any job you sign up for, they take 20% until you've earned $1,000 with that client. So my first client that I had, I earned over $2,000 with them. And once I got over that 1,000 hump, the rate bumped down. And I think it bumped down to 15%. And then the longer you work, it bumps down to 10%. Not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me. But you have to make $1,000 with that one client to bump it down so that Upwork takes less money. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but you have to consider two things. When you're setting your hourly rate, you have to consider that Upwork is taking 20%, and you have to consider that taxes are taking 30%. Now, when you think about that, that's pretty insane. The first thing you need to do is deduct the Upwork 20% and then take 30% from that, because that is going to be taxes that you have to put aside. I will deal with taxes in another video. So that's what you need to consider. And me saying that I was only going to take $25 an hour, which was pretty crazy. And I mean, I made over $2,000 from that first client. I made good money. I was happy with it, but I wasn't thinking about taxes, and I was not thinking about Upwork. So now my hourly rate is significantly increased, and it's going to continue to increase as I become more of an expert in my field. So now, how do you actually get started to apply to jobs within Upwork? What I recommend is start by taking a few of their tests. They do have some like certifications and tests that you can take, and honestly, when you take the tests, they do not show up on your profile unless you say that you want them to show up on your profile. So I have taken 3 tests. Only one of them shows up on my profile, just because the other ones are good. I got good scores, but like, I'm not that impressed. I don't think it's gonna get people to like hire me on. I don't think it's gonna be a deal breaker if I have them on there or not. So I decided not to have them on there. But start by taking some tests, and then what you really need to do is land your first client. And it's really easy on Upwork. All you have to do is search a specific keyword that you want to work for. So for me, I always search Pinterest. Just about every single day, I search Pinterest and I look for people that are looking for Pinterest help. I just apply to jobs. It's really that easy. You have a certain number of credits, I think they say, or I'm not sure what they're called, but they take like 2 per job that you apply for. So I think you have 60 every single month, which is a lot. So you can apply to 30 jobs a month. That is a lot of jobs. Honestly, out of every 5 jobs I apply for, I would say that I get at least interviews on 3 and maybe hires on 1. It's kind of complicated. It's a little bit difficult. It's kind of, I don't know, it gets wonky. But what you want to do is just start applying to jobs. Make sure in your cover letter that you give a description of who you are, what you've done, how you would like to learn more about the position, and how you look forward to talking to them in the future. It is really like a cover letter on a job, I am telling you, and it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward from there. They do have an app which I like to use on my phone. I do not like to use it on my iPad. I go to their desktop website on my iPad. Personal preference. Other than that, you can set your availability. So you can say how much you are available throughout the week and what jobs people can reach out to you for. So I actually get a ton of my jobs from people that are reaching out to me, not ones that I am actually applying for. So recently I've actually stopped applying to jobs because everyone is just reaching out to me, which is absolutely freaking amazing. Thank you to all of my clients who have been doing that. You can set your availability and just say that you are available either full-time, you're available less than 30 hours a week, or you're open to suggestions, open to offers, you're available as needed. So you can set those. I set mine personally to available 30 hours or less a week, and you will only take the jobs that you actually want. That is a perk. You get to take the jobs that you actually want. All of the work is done through Upwork, so you don't have to worry about getting paid and tracking down people for payments. Upwork is going to do that for you. So there are so many perks getting started with Upwork. There are so many perks to start getting started with freelancing and really starting your career on your own, but just know that your money is never going to be consistent, and it's not going to be like you're working a full-time job and you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. That's just not the way it is. Holy crap, I talked really, really fast. I didn't even know what I was going to say when I got started in this video. video, and now I am sweating because I covered so much information. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because it really does help to support me, and I will see you guys back here in another video very soon. Goodbye, guys. I'm going to stop talking now. Whew, hot.